Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we have our WrestleMania 36 Night 2 review, and I'm going to give my overall thoughts on the event. Overall, I'd say this pay-per-view was whole lot better than anyone expected it to be. There's always going to be, criticism to any match, any wrestling event. But I would say the overall feeling of these two nights was a positive one. So, you're always going to have people out there complaining about this guy and this match and that spot and every little detail they can try to muster up and find something to complain about. But I would say, by night 2 rolled around, I've kind of felt a little more eased into it. I'm probably not gonna watch Raw or SmackDown or NXT for that matter out of the Performance Center, but this was all right. Let's run through the matches quick and let you know my overall thoughts. So Liv Morgan defeated Natalya on the pre-show, which I didn't watch. They opened up with an AC/DC intro, which I thought that was really cool. These WrestleMania intros over the years have just been so incredible. Rhea Ripley defending the NXT Championship against the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble winner, Charlotte Flair. And, great match. Rhea Ripley looked amazing here. Can't really say the same for Charlotte. But this was a really good match. And it probably would have been better, inside a stadium, of course. But this was a fantastic match. Great way to open the show. We see a Riptide early on for a 2 count, and Rhea Ripley pulling out the big old body scissors on Charlotte. And then Charlotte Flair gets out of that. She starts working the leg, and we know what's coming. At one point, Rhea Ripley does hit a standing cloverleaf, which I thought was pretty cool. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Looks similar to what Edge does, just standing up. And then, Charlotte Flair counters that, works the leg some more, and nasty chop block there. She kind of hit her from the side of the knee, locks in that figure 8, and we have a new NXT Women's Champion. So, overall, I feel like this WrestleMania was fairly predictable, but whatever. I think, most WWE is fairly predictable these days. The WrestleManias, it's expected, the Royal Rumble winners, the championships are usually most likely going to change hands. So, what's that for Charlotte? 21 or... I think she's an 11 or 12 time champion overall. 10 from WWE and I believe 2 in NXT. So maybe 12, and then the Divas title, I don't know if they count that either. So she's an 11 or 12 time women's champion. She won her first championship, in late 2015. So 5 years, not even 5 years, and she's on a roll. Now, women typically don't have a long career, so I'd say by the time she hits another 5 years, what, she gonna have 20 women's titles? Come on. So I think this reign will probably be fairly lengthy, similar to what Becky's doing right now, and we'll get into her in a minute. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. Yeah, that was last night, Becky Lynch's match. So, yeah, I really don't like the fact that Becky retained. I get it, whatever, but honestly, I think it was time to pull the title off her. Raw ratings are down. I don't think she was ever really a draw per se, but she's not really moving the needle. She's maybe merch selling, but people are turned off on the product right now, and she's the focal point of it. So something ain't working there. Second match of the night: Aleister Black versus Bob Lashley, and Lana looking pretty good for WrestleMania. This was a pretty decent little match here. I don't think it went too long, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. And Aleister Black, one of my personal favorites. Black Mass for the win, and ooh, that just looked nasty there. Big boot right in Lashley's kisser. Third match of the night was probably the one everyone was looking forward to on the SmackDown end of things. Otis. That's right, Otis. He was in Dolph Ziggler's first WrestleMania match. Ziggler with Sonya Deville versus Otis. This match was quick. It was intense. They got straight to the point. He pulls out the caterpillar. These guys are going back and forth. Sonya gets up on the apron and low blow to Otis. Mandy Rose runs down and she is just looking fabulous. Low blow to Ziggler. Elbow drop. 1, 2, 3. Otis wins the match. He walks out with Mandy, and this was a hell of a moment. This would have been, probably the WrestleMania moment in front of 75,000 fans. Just incredible. I really hope they do end up keep this together so we can get that reaction eventually, So apparently Ziggler has never had a WrestleMania singles match. He must have been in the Attitude Era, and I'm wondering if Otis is a McMahon. Otis McMahon. He's got a little strut to him. He's getting all the women. Probably big WrestleMania payday for all these guys. Fourth match of the night was the second longest match in WrestleMania history. Randy Orton versus Edge in a last man standing match. Wow, 36 minutes or so. Just incredible. This isn't my favorite type of match, and I think the last man standing stipulation hurt the match overall. I just think it broke up momentum, it broke up heat, and I don't think it was necessary. Maybe with a crowd it would have worked, but not with no one counting along, and the announcers didn't seem into it. So this wasn't really the best kind of match they put together. Probably could have shaved a good 15 minutes off of this. Let's be honest here. I thought it could have just been a good old hardcore brawl. We did get nice spots in the performance center, in the manager's offices, and the boardrooms and things like that, the workout areas. They came back to the stage. I don't think they ever went back to the ring. They end up on top of a semi. Edge hits a spear. We see Orton hit an RKO. Orton jumps down, grabs a couple of chairs, and they end up going through a table at one point. Orton brings the chairs back up the semi, and Edge hits the standing triangle choke. Concerto to Orton. Edge is, just bursting full of tears. I thought the last portion of this was good, but it did drag on a bit. Let's be fair. So Edge wins his first WrestleMania match back, and Edge remains almost undefeated at Mania. He's only lost a couple of times. Um, Next up, and Orton has kind of like the reverse streak going where he's almost never won at WrestleMania. Maybe 2 or 3 times. At least 4 times. We had the Raw Tag Title match, which I just can't get into. The Street Profits. Street Profits retain. We had the Fatal 5-Way for the Women's Championship of SmackDown on Fox. This was a good match. I liked it. I thought the pace kept well. You had Tamina go first, followed by Naomi, and then it came down to Sasha Bailey and Lacey Evans. Bailey ends up retaining the title with the help of Sasha, so I thought that was cool. You know, next up was the Firefly Funhouse match. Oh boy. I was a big fan of the Boneyard match, and I thought that was going to be pretty hard to top. I would say that Firefly Funhouse was better. Uh, really cool seeing all the stuff they put together. You know, the different incarnations of John Cena and Bray Wyatt from the prototype on SmackDown. We've seen the SmackDown big old fist. You know, Wyatt was doing Kurt Angle's promo, and when he goes for the ruthless aggression, he's moving out of the way. And then what happened there after that? He's the doctor of thugonomics, and he can only rap to him. And then Wyatt's just like busting him out. After that, it's the current John Cena who's just beating up Huskus the Pig. This was pretty cool. They're doing like Saturday night's main event with the Mr. McMahon puppet and Mercy the Macho Mercy. This was so out of the box insanity for, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. This was pretty cool. And then it's Bischoff and Hogan, and Wyatt's in a NWO Wolfpack shirt. Cena comes out in the black and white with the NWO title. This was really cool. It was a nostalgia trip. And I believe they're talking about Cena here. He's the underappreciated, overappreciated, overpushed, whatever the hell they were saying there. You know, there's like subliminal messaging here. And then the end of the match, Cena goes for the FU. It's countered into the Sister Abigail Mandible Claw, and Bray Wyatt counts Cena's shoulders down. So, really cool. I enjoyed that. They're two totally different matches, though. The Boneyard, the Funhouse. I liked them both for different reasons. This'll be cool to watch once the DVD comes in. And the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre, the 2020 Rumble winner, challenging the Beast, Brock Lesnar. This was a good, fun little match. You know, it only went about 4 minutes. Lesnar hits like 3 F5s, a couple of Germans. This was pretty similar to the Goldberg Strowman match, but better. You know, they actually hit some other offense besides their finishing. So Lesnar, when you get Lesnar selling for you, it's a whole nother level. And, you know, he made Drew look fantastic. So Drew McIntyre hits like 3 or 4 claymores. He is your new WWE champion. So big ups to the big man from Scotland. Overall, this was a fun second night. Better than I ever expected it to be. I'm going to give night 2 8 out of 10. I believe, yeah, I gave night 1 7. This is definitely an 8 out of 10. So 15 out of 20. I think that's fair. That's about, 3/4 of the way. If I had to be fair, I'd go 14 out of 20. Um, I might trim a couple off in night 1, or at least one looking back at it. So a good, 70% of the show was decent, and four or so matches were really good. Let me know your thoughts on night 2. Did you enjoy the Firefly Funhouse? We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.